Hello and welcome. Aloha. Welcome to Mr. Moai's Tikihead Lounge. I am Milton Moai, and I am so excited tonight to be able to showcase the latest record from my very good friend Mark Riddle, and the album's called Dark Rituals. And I'm telling you what, we're going to have Mark on here in just a few minutes, and we're going to talk about the album, what went into the production, some stories, and we're going to play some tunes, some full tunes off of it. But first, if you haven't already, go ahead and get yourself your favorite tiki libation if you haven't mixed one up already. Get comfortable and, crank up whatever music source you're listening to, because we're going to start it off with listening to the very first track of Dark Rituals, and that track is called Uncharted. See you in about 3 minutes. All right, hey, that was Uncharted off of Dark Rituals, the latest from Mark Riddle. I got Mark here with us today. Hey, Mark, cheers. How you doing?
Cheers. I've got my Mai Tai, and look at that. It's a midday Mai Tai.
Yeah, midday Mai Tais. We'll talk about that later. Hey, we got a lot of people in the chat today. I see Atlanta, Georgia, and Henderson, Nevada, New York. Leslie Baxter. Hello, Leslie. Thanks for joining us today. I appreciate the promo earlier. That was great.
Hi, Leslie. It's good to kind of see you. Thank you for being here. And Mark, thank you for the Cal Jader would be proud comment, because I'm a huge fan of Cal Jader. So yeah, that's awesome.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I am impressed. That first song right out of the gate, it just slaps you in the face. It is I'm Here, and this is Exotica.
That was the idea. That was the first song I wrote right after Lahaina Sunset.
Okay.
when I knew I wanted to do another record, and it just kind of came out that way. It just seemed like it was perfect to do the big blah, 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 blah at the beginning, which is kind of like the end of a song.
Yeah, well, I was going to
And
say
that right there.
Yeah, yeah, it was cool. I mean, I was going to say, this album is quite a departure from Lahaina Sunset, which was a phenomenal album as well.
Yes, thank you. First of all, thank you for hosting this. I want to give a big shout out to you, Mike, Mr. Moai, for hosting this. So that's really awesome. But yes, thank you. It was very different.
Yeah,
very different.
Yeah.
I've got all these different vibes of Exotica in my head, and I'm just exploring them one by one.
Well, there are a lot of great songs in the album. I think I like Uncharted the best. I like the energy in it. And I have to ask you, I mean, was there any kind of Gilligan's Island kind of influence in the naming Uncharted?
Yes. Actually, I was originally going to call the album Uncharted.
Okay.
And I thought about calling it Uncharted Isle. I floated that to a couple friends, and they're like, no, that's too Gilligan's Island. And I thought, well, that's not bad, is it?
No, that's very Tiki. Very Tiki.
Yeah, so I was originally going to call the album Uncharted, but as the writing progressed, I realized it was a little darker, and I kind of wanted to embrace that darkness.
Yeah, it was kind of, that is kind of dark. Even though the first song is kind of upbeat, it still has that kind of a darkness to it, if you will. There's a sense of mysteriousness in it. It's kind of keeps you hanging on the edge.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that was kind of the idea, and to also make it a little more aggressive. So it was like, wow, this is what the heck? It's different.
Yeah. Hey, well, I just want to say hello, CLD 170 from Orlando.
Orlando.
I wish we had perfect for a Tiki concert. Yeah, it is definitely. And we're going to get to the Tiki concert.
I agree. Hint, hint.
So did you, Dark Rituals, interesting name. Did you have any kind of inspiration for naming it Dark Rituals, or just how it is when you're doing instrumental music, you can name it just about anything, right? You just try and name it towards the mood because there's no lyrics. But
yes, it was all based on the mood, and the name of the album kind of came last because I was writing the songs and getting the vibe, and all the songs were dark, and then I would listen to all of them together, all the demos, and I was like, this has got to be a darker name, and what's a dark name? And of course, the Gilligan's Island concept, which was the very first episode, where they land on a uncharted island, and they think the Marubi headhunters are there.
Yeah.
So that was the idea. So I thought, what if you landed on this mysterious uncharted island, and it was inhabited, and this group, you saw they had all these dark, strange rituals. So that was kind of the idea.
Yeah. So does the album,
the adventure aspect?
Did you order the songs in a way to kind of like a theme album, or it kind of takes you through a progression? It starts off boom, like you're on the island, and you're trying to find some safe haven or something, and then the mood changes, and then maybe it changes at the end. Was there kind of a process in how you wrote the songs and ordered them to kind of take you through, like back in the 70s, a lot of albums are theme albums, and they're constructed in a way that they're meant to be listened from the first track to the last track, not to skip around really. You know what I mean? Was there any kind of thought in doing something like that?
Yeah, I did that completely that way. That's why Uncharted was the first one. And it also just kind of cues that this is not going to be the same record as Lahaina Sunset.
Sure
so it was perfect to make that the first one. So you get Uncharted, then you get Strange Shore, which kind of you go from an uncharted island to the Strange Shore, and then you see the Dark Rituals, and then it's off, and then like the end is like the end of the movie. Mm-hmm. What do you call it? Blood Rites is like the final finale. It's the darkest thing that that this group lets you see their rituals. It's a blood ritual, and then at the end, you're safe. To a safe harbor. Like you've made it out.
Oh, and that's one of my favorites. I won't say why, but I tell you, I enjoyed playing on that one. Just I got to play a little ukulele on Hymn to a Safe Harbor. So
And I just saw my friend John from Yuma. Hey.
Oh, cool.
Aloha. John, how you doing?
Oh, and there's my buddy
really
Mike.
Nice.
Yeah, I got Mike Palmisano from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and this is cool. We got a lot of people from all over the place. Chicago, my hometown is Milwaukee, so our neighbor to the south there, and yeah, this is awesome. Thank you everybody for joining in tonight. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna play songs, not the whole album, because we gotta leave something for you to go by, right? And we'll talk in between. So I don't know. You want to play another one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna cue up "Strange Shore," and again, we're gonna listen to the whole song, and we'll be back in about 3 minutes or so. Okay, see you in a few. This is "Strange Shore" off of Dark Rituals. All right, cut that one off just a hair early. That was "Strange Shore" off of Dark Rituals from the Exotic Sounds of Mark Riddle. That was awesome, man. And I see we got some other people here. Andrew Munger. Hey, Andrew, welcome.
Yeah.
Andrew is the force behind Vibe Exotica, another great Exotica ensemble.
Good stuff. Stuff.
Thanks for joining us.
Was it Backyard Luau? Was their latest Backyard Luau? I think. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. So "Strange Shore." It was a very tranquil and mysterious vibe to it.
A little more Latin vibe too. It's kind of like a cha-cha.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah, I heard that. I could hear that.
Yeah, so it's more that Latin, but Exotica is born out of Latin music, Afro-Cuban rhythm. So
yeah,
it fits right in.
It sure is. A matter of fact, you guys dropped this album at Tiki Caliente in Palm Springs at the wonderful Caliente Tropics Hotel on May 1st, right?
May 1st, yes.
And where can
And
we
we
get?
performed it.
Yes, you did. I was going to mention that. And first, where can we get the album, and what formats right now?
The album is available digitally as a download from Bandcamp. I didn't do CDs or the flash drive because I didn't have a lot of extra stuff. Yes, and you can also get the LP. You can actually get the LP from Bandcamp, or you can get it directly from my website. And my website, digitiki.com, also has a link
Yes.
to the Bandcamp. And I just want to say for a second, I love Bandcamp, and I know that at least Andrew's on here, and Mike, you're on here. Bandcamp is great for the indie musicians because they don't take a huge chunk. Most of it goes to the artist. Excuse me.
Yeah, and and when
it's great.
you get most of it, and when you're streaming, ripoffs like Spotify. Sorry, I mean, they pay like 3,000th of a cent per stream. It's ridiculous. Anyway,
it's insane. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I want to say aloha to Ricardo from Brazil. How cool is that?
Oh yes, from Brazil. Oh my God. Oh, that's awesome. I love.
Very, very, very nice. Very cool. So
one place I want to visit.
Yeah, me too. So you dropped the album May 1st at Tiki Caliente, and you performed it, which was amazing. So I'm going to go, and you performed it here with these guys.
There we are.
Tiki Caliente 2026. And tell me a little bit about the band here real quick. Who are these guys?
Well, in that bottom picture on the left is a really good percussionist friend of mine I've known for years and worked with a lot, Mark Gusick. And because he's a Mark and I'm a Mark, everybody calls him Gus when we work together.
Yeah.
And then the bass player, his name was Michael Islas, and I always make fun of his name. I'm like, dude, you were meant to be in Tiki because Islands is your last name.
Yeah,
so
no kidding.
That's great, and he always gets a kick out of it. And then the keyboard player is Alex Arongo, and he is phenomenal. I just. And those same cats were part of my Mambo Combo.
I heard those guys last year.
I want to do a record of that. It was like full-blown Caljader Mambo Latin combo stuff, and it was great.
It was good. I heard it last year. It says we did the Midday Mai Tais project and released our album, you and me and Jeremy DeHart and Darren Long at last year's Tiki Caliente. And so I heard the Mambo Combo, which is great. And that was really a lot of fun. And and I wanted to mention too the guy Gus, fantastic drummer. And if you go on my YouTube channel, I've got a little montage of our Midday Mai Tai performance. And there's a song that I recorded where Mark helped me, and he plays vibes on called Senor Moai. And on the live version when we performed it, Gus did a drum solo, and I've got posted up on the channel the entire drum solo, and it's phenomenal. This guy is really an amazing drummer.
And I know a lot of you on here probably may not have ever seen him perform, but he's ambidextrous, literally. He for this group, when we played for this record, there was one track, it's probably that one. He was playing Guido in the left hand, which is that He was playing congas with his right hand. He had a shaker foot pedal, and then he had a drumstick between his toes and his right foot, and he was clacking cowbell.
And he had
was doing four.
And he had an MRI, and it showed he had two brains, right?
It was nuts.
At least I have that.
It was one of those. I just wish I could have put a video on him and shown him to people, because they probably couldn't see from where they were at, but. It was amazing.
So, you got this big production, for the record, you recorded it, and you can do whatever you want, obviously, when you're recording. And now you take it live. And so were there any challenges in paring this down from, unlimited tracks basically to four guys? And I know that's like what, Martin Denny had to do with Quiet Village, Les Baxter's Quiet Village, by the way, which was an orchestra arrangement. And he pared it down to like a lounge thing. Were there any specific challenges that you found doing that? And how did it translate, in your opinion, from the record to a live performance with only four guys?
Both really good questions. The first one, pairing it for the group, no, there was no real problem, because when I write the songs, I write them for a combo.
Yeah.
I write them in my head for a bass player that stays on bass, a keyboard player that stays either on keys or switches to uke, and vibes, and then the percussionist. And I will in my head sometimes think like what Lyman did was, if the keyboard player is not playing keyboards for a certain passage, he'll go over to percussion, so I'll add extra percussion.
Yeah.
This album I added probably a little more percussion than four people could do by themselves, but in general I write for a small combo with that idea.
So did you get to rehearse it much before you took it live?
Yeah, we got 3 rehearsals, believe it or not, which may not sound like a lot. But these guys, all of them, including Gus, the percussionist, can read sheet music, and I wrote everything out for them. And a lot of times I just wrote them the charts, and I said, here's the melody, here's the chords. Do what you like. They heard the song, they know the group, the vibes, and these guys are so good. They get the motif of it, so they can go with it, and they did really good. Now, for performing live, I did see a few things. Like when we were playing, I was like, oh, this section, I can see where I could have grooved it more, or we could have done this or that, because the guys were taking a little bit of liberty, which was fun. I love that.
Do you think that you might play it live again somewhere?
I would love to. I would love to. These guys are into it. They get a kick out of the whole Tiki thing.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
Right. I would love to, and it's a little more live friendly, I would say, because Behind the Sunset would put people to sleep if I played that live. So
yeah, right. Well, it has its place, right? So
yeah.
Hey, so I'll tell you what. Go ahead.
So really quick, I just saw Adam Boy said, "What, you should sell the lead sheets."
Yeah.
I've actually thought about it, so I may do that because
cool.
It's kind of fun to have them.
Yeah, why not?
There's not a lot of Exotica sheet music out there.
No, definitely not. I tell you what, this album, you really nailed it. I mean, the whole thing is authentic Exotica, and I think this album could be poised to become a modern Exotica classic. I think it's that good.
Oh wow, thank you.
No, I really do. I mean, there's not a lot. There's a lot out there, varying things, but this one just really captures it. And we're going to hear some more. Matter of fact, what do you say we cue up Dark Rituals, the title track?
Title track, okay.
All right, and so here it is, off of Dark Rituals from Mark Riddle. Dark Rituals. We'll see you in a few minutes. About 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Okay. All right, that was Dark Rituals
Right on.
off of Dark Rituals. And what an amazing song. I'm telling you, that one really captured the mystery of the unknown, right? This quiet intensity. I thought it was really cool. And I also, I mentioned during that while we were off camera there, that it had that Denny sound. And Andrew Munger mentioned the same thing, that the piano really captures the Martin Denny vibe.
Yes, the one thing that Martin Denny was really good at was doing that what I call romantic style piano, where it's very, very flourishy, and it just fit in that song so well.
That's really cool. So here we got a Roop 33 asked about if we could tell us about the stereo stickers. That's very kind of, he's asking if that's an Arthur Lyman tribute.
It is, and I started that. You know, I'm not gonna lie, that's a direct rip from Hi-Fi Records. You know, being a huge fan of Arthur Lyman, I've got every record he's done, and most of them have those stickers from Hi-Fi, and I love those stickers. I just thought they were the coolest things. So when Alika Lyman and I did the Lays of Jazz 2, which is the tribute to Arthur Lyman, way back, my gosh, that's been a long time. Obviously, I wanted to make it look totally like a tribute to Arthur Lyman and Hi-Fi Records, so I put that sticker. And even the CDs had a tiny little sticker, so it's to scale on the CD cover. It's a real sticker, and everybody just loved that. So
that's cool.
I'm like, okay, so I did it for Lays of Jazz. I'm not Lays. I did it for Lahaina Sunset, and it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's cool.
So then I just kept it.
Yeah, you did it on Midday Mai Tais, and you're just keeping the the Exotica thing going. And so you mentioned CDs. Is it going to be available on CD?
Well, I haven't decided, because with my last projects I did the flash drive, which had a lot of extra material for both Midday Mai Tais for our project and for Lahaina Sunset, but I didn't really have any extras because I put all 12 tracks that I wrote on the LP, which I had to squeeze. So I didn't really have any material, so I didn't think about doing the flash drive. I wasn't thinking about doing CDs because a lot of people don't have CD players, so I just, excuse me, that lime is kicking in. I just went with the downloads. I went with Bandcamp because I figured, you know what, people can download it, they can burn their own CD. Most people told me, they said, it was funny because I have a lot of people at Caliente saying, are you going to put out a CD, because I want to be able to rip it and put it on my phone. I said, well, you can do that with Bandcamp.
You can.
You don't have to rip it. You could just get it directly from Bandcamp and stream it even from your phone. But
I think the CDs would sell great, and it'd be a nice addition to your catalog. Yeah.
I'm taking requests, so whatever I hear from people.
And you know what? Sometimes the chat's great. You're doing a great segue here. John Cohorn, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly, 1020 mentions, in addition to the music, I really dig the cover art for the album too. And I was just getting ready to do that and talk about the album covers. So here we got this really cool album cover art. You got Dark Rituals. Your front and your back as well is phenomenal. Yeah. And so tell me about the cover art a little bit, how you came up with that, and how you did it, because you had a little help from some family members, right?
I did. First, I want to say hi to Brett Barnes. Thank you for being on. And yes, you may play my songs. That's wonderful. The album cover came about. Basically, I really wanted to portray the idea of a lost civilization, where they have their little rituals and they are praying to this stone god. And of course, I love Moai figures. So I thought, well,
me too.
It should be a Moai. And yeah, there you go. And then the idea of the woman making an offering. My first thought was to have her holding a knife like she was about to do herself in. And I thought, that's a little too dark.
That's pretty dark.
And then I thought, that's pretty dark. And then I thought about holding up the bowl of fire, which was an homage to the Hawaii Calls cover, where you see the woman holding the flaming coconuts out. She looks like a voodoo priestess. And so that was kind of the idea. And then the tiki's in the background. So it's kind of like this is a sacred
Easter
space.
Island, man. All these Moais,
she's in this sacred space. And at first you look at that and you think, oh, those are people back there. And then you realize, no, those are more stone gods. So it kind of gives you the idea that this is a real sacred ritual that she's doing.
It's almost like you're looking out from a cave, the way you've got the shading around the edges there, Kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about doing the whole cover with the blue night sky, and I just didn't like the way it looked. So I kind of, made the like painting things around the edges.
And your daughter helped you out with the doing the goddess there, the virgin or whatever. Okay.
Yes, you got it.
Yeah.
She did the woman figure and holding the bowl and the fire and everything. And she's 15 years old. She's an amazing artist, and she did that using a program called Procreate, and it's on iPad, and she draws it like a sketch thing with the Apple Pen, and I couldn't believe it when she showed it to me, and I'm like, that's it, I'm going to use it. Don't change a thing.
And she even played bass for us on one song when we did our Midday Mai Tais live at Tiki Caliente last year, she did a great job.
She did a fantastic. She was so nervous. She was almost in tears, but it was her first live performance.
Well, that's cool. She'll remember that forever. You're a great dad, by the way. You're a great dad. And so the back cover is just as cool. And you do I missed this about albums, with digital and everything. You don't get the liner notes, you don't get the booklets anymore that much, and I always enjoyed reading like who's on the albums, where was it, who's the producer, where was it recorded, those things. I mean,
you do get the digital booklet. You do get the digital booklet with the Bandcamp if you buy the whole album.
Oh, you did one. Oh, very cool.
It does come with the digital booklet, which has all of this info. But
excellent.
Excellent. So you might not be able to read it, but across the top is just my ruminations about the project, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I actually mentioned Gilligan's Island in there. But the column going down the side, I decided to talk about some of the instruments used in Exotica, and I showed some example there. And they're very unusual.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about those in just a few minutes. Yeah.
Right
So I think it's about time maybe to hear another song. What do you think? And we'll come back to the instruments.
There.
What did we just listen to? We listened to Dark Rituals, right? The next one I've got queued up here is Koa, Brave Warrior. And
love that one.
Yeah, it's a cool song. They're all so great. And so again, in about 3 minutes and 32 seconds, we will be back with you. So top off your drinks if you need to. Get comfy and let's listen to Koa, Brave Warrior, off of Dark Rituals. There it was. Koa, Brave Warrior. What a cool tune. And, and coming off of that suspenseful, quiet intensity of Dark Rituals, you get this more upbeat, and you switch from vibraphone to using marimbas, which to me is a much happier sound. It's not as, I guess, I don't know, ambient. It's punchier.
It's more jungly to me because it's got that woody tone.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, very good.
So that was kind of the.
And what made you think?
Go ahead
with that instead of the vibraphone? I mean, what made you decide?
Exactly that. It's that wood tone, that more jungly, the more. Vibes sound natural, but they also sound to me very loungy and a little modern because they're metallic.
Well,
so
then
I
with
wanted something that sounded a little more.
Yeah, and typically with more reverb and the fan giving you the vibrato or that tremolo effect, it can be more mysterious and more exotic, if you will. Where I definitely get that. Yeah, that was a great song. And speaking of marimbas being something different, going back to those instruments, you're using a lot of unusual world instruments in some of these songs, right? Like one of my favorites.
Yes.
On my last, we were actually on my last stream. We were talking about my EP drop. We were talking about the donkey jawbone, which is one of my favorites because it's an actual donkey jawbone. There it is.
It's a donkey jawbone.
Explain how that works.
It's a real. It is. It's a very old instrument, and again, it's an Afro-Latin instrument, and it is literally the jawbone of a donkey.
Yeah.
And the teeth rattle, and that's where you get that rasp. So you kind of hold it. I don't know if I can get back. You can hold it like this, and you hit this.
Yeah.
And the older they get, the more the teeth rattle, because the looser they get. And that instrument is actually, I mean, not a lot of donkeys want to give up their life, but that's because we have a vibra-slap, which is kind of the modern version of that.
Yeah. Right.
That's the modern version of the donkey jawbone.
Yeah. Now, one thing that captured me, and I'm not previewing this song, so you're going to have to hear it, on your own, download or buy the vinyl or whatever. But is the Aztec death whistle? It sounds really ominous.
And there really is an Aztec death whistle. They were from the Aztec period. I have one here. It's made by a clay maker. It's not as old as the Aztecs, but it really is a whistle that Aztecs used in their dark rituals, if I may. And it sounds like someone literally screaming to death. It's horrific and it's loud. I can try it if you want me to. I don't know if it'll peak out the mic, but
why not? What the heck?
Okay.
You only live once. Yeah.
That was.
Yeah. Well, I hope I don't die. It did.
Sounds.
Now your son Lucas played that, right? On the
My
song.
son.
And which song was that? That it is.
That was Blood Rights.
Blood Rights.
The big finale.
Yeah, I'm going to save that one. So we're not going to play that one tonight. But cool. So you can hear the Aztec death whistle on Blood Rights. Go get the album.
It seemed perfect to add it in there because it's about a blood ritual, and I thought, well, you got to have an Aztec death whistle in there. And I don't know any other Exotica albums that have ever had Aztec death whistles. So I'm a first.
Well, I'll be listening for it now. Do you have any other instruments that you'd like to show us before we move on?
Yes. The one I will tell you is the premier exotic instrument because Martin Denny used it on Quiet Village on the first album, Exotica, which is the frog guido.
The frog, yes.
And it's just
yeah, I can hear it.
It's a frog, and I love that sound. And Martin Denny used that because of the whole frog story.
The story with the
Quiet
frogs,
Village.
yes. Yeah, very cool.
The weirdest one, though, I do not have because I had to rent one, and it is the water phone, which is a metallic instrument. It's
the bottom left of
weird.
your album there, the water phone.
It is the weirdest instrument I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
It's been used a lot in horror movie soundtracks.
Interesting. And you use that on do you remember which song you use that on? That's okay.
I think I used it, Goddess of the Moon.
Okay. All right.
I think.
Excellent. All right. Well, that's cool. That's really interesting, man. The exotic, or the Aztec death whistle, man.
Roop 33 said,
Yes.
Aztec Death Whistle is the name of my
Is
new
it?
Exotica metal band.
Well, yeah, right. That would be right. That would work. That would work, Roop.
Yes.
Excellent.
That's it.
Yeah, and you know what was cool? Leslie said she loves hearing about the instruments, and I know her from her interview with you, which you should go check out, by the way. Leslie, if you don't know, and I hope I'm not overstepping here, but Leslie is the daughter of the one and only famous Les Baxter, the author, composer of Quiet Village, which I consider is probably the Exotica anthem. And yep. Mark's got a great podcast called the Quiet Village Podcast. You can get it on digitiki.com. He does a 2-part interview with Leslie, and I found it fascinating. Leslie, your life is amazing, your experiences. And I remember how you talked about your dad would take you all over the world, and and experiencing different cultures and their musical cultures, and brought a lot of that influence back into his music. As well as, like we talked about the instruments, Martin Denny was famous because he was in, I think, the Army Air Corps or something like that in World War II. And he had a lot of pilot buddies that would come back from the war, right? And then they would fly in the airlines and things. And they would bring back instruments that they would, all over the world, and give them to Martin, and he would use them in his songs and stuff. So
that's right.
It's great to use these instruments again, and revive this really cool genre of music, It's just a different kind of jazz, It's just really cool.
Yeah.
And so with that, I think we should listen to another song. What do you think?
All right, I'm game. We did have a request for. Did have a request for Jungle Beat, but we're not going to play that because that was composed by someone else, and we don't want to get a copyright strike. It was the theme from Jungle Book, which I was surprised nobody in Exotica has ever covered, because it is flat out an Exotica
song
already.
Yeah, right.
And I wanted to do that for years, but it is on the record.
Well, there you did it. Awesome. You check that check that one off, right? Okay, let's go with another song. I just got a couple more here. This one is called Fire Dance, and it's off of, again, Dark Rituals. Let's check it out. See you in a few. right. That was Fire Dance. Great song. Boy, a lot of ups and downs on that one, It went all over the place. It's a great song.
Yeah, that was a fun one to do. And that was all the bird calls and the voice chants. That was all me.
And you did that. That's really cool. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. I remember I was recording it at home. I was in the other room and I was doing all of these loud. Mm-hmm. And my dogs started barking because they heard this weird noises and they were barking. So I had to cut that out. But
yeah.
And then I come out of the room and in the living room, my wife's sitting there. She says, "What the hell were you doing in there?"
Yeah.
And I'm just like, hey.
That's cool. Well, it turned out great. And I tell you what, I love the production of all your songs. I mean, the mood, the song order, the way you pan some of these instruments, some of like those the sweeps across the stereo spectrum and things. It just really just adds a lot to the songs. Really excellent. Do you have a certain method?
Yes.
When you write a song, do you ever sit down and go, I'm going to write a song today? I don't think anybody ever really does that because it never really works out. But, I mean, do you have a process you go through, tip the same way every time or close to the same way?
Yes. Believe it or not, I don't write them on vibraphone. I write them on piano. Okay. I'll sit down and come up with the ideas for the melodies and the groove on the piano. And and then it kind of goes out from there. Mm-hmm. And then I will go and try and do a demo on Vibes. And then I'll realize, I would play that differently on Vibes than I would technically on piano. So then I kind of revise the melody and things.
Adam, I guess it'd be Adam Boy or Adam Boy, ask if you can get into some of the production stuff. Do you do this all at your house? And, give a little bit about maybe how you record this.
I'd love to. I could nerd out on that for hours.
But just
I do it. Yeah, mostly
version.
What I do, I will do. I do all MIDI demos because I can do it quickly, and I need to do it quickly as a kind of a sketchbook, and then I will start to hone it and make it sound a little more, finished. And I'll pull those tracks out and lay the real tracks down over it. So I'm kind of doing karaoke with myself.
Yeah, right.
And I use condensers. I have, if anybody's even interested, I have SA Audio SA8s. Yeah. It's a pair of condensers. I love those. They're great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What
I use for Vibes.
Digital audio workstations. What we all use nowadays, like Pro Tools. That's what they use in the studios a lot. And there's a lot of what are you using to mix your stuff?
I use Digital Performer, which is one that not a lot of people use. It's mostly film composers, which I'd love to say I'm a film composer, but I'm not. But I love Digital Performer, which I've been using for years, so I know it inside and out. I'm quick with it.
And did you do it all in your house? In your home?
I did actually. There's a couple of tracks that were outsourced, and that was some of the drum, some of the congas on a few tracks, the Weedo on a certain track, and some of the hand percussion was a friend of mine who lives in North Carolina. He recorded it and sent me the tracks.
He's in North Carolina?
He's in North Carolina, not far from you.
We'll have to talk about that. Yeah, I'd like to. Is that the conga guy? Yeah, because Mark, Mark, you sent me tracks of like the whole track of him to a Safe Harbor, and then sent me one without the fake ukulele, that you had on there. And then I laid down the ukulele and I sent back the WAV file, and then you plugged it in and tweaked it and did the processing on it. So it worked out pretty cool. That's how I do music nowadays, pretty much, when you're collaborating.
It is. It allows us to work no matter where we are. We can be remote.
Which is fantastic, because I'm on the East Coast, you're on the West Coast, and we can make music together. Yep. It's really cool, So, there we go, Andrew. Yeah, North Carolina, going strong in Exotica. Woo. Yeah, so, okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let's do one more song. I think we got time.
Okay.
We're coming up on an hour.
We have a few minutes.
We don't want to drag it out too long, but we got one more song here. Let's do Sacred Chant, again, off of Mark Riddle's Dark Rituals, which you can get right there at the bottom there at digitiki.com and Bandcamp. And this, again, they say is Sacred Chant. Okay, see you in a few. Wow, that was cool. Very upbeat. That sounded like a little kind of Drasnin like. Yeah.
Yes, good ear, because I actually didn't think about that, but when I started writing the groove for piano, I kept thinking, wow, this really sounds like a Robert Drasnin tune.
Yeah.
And so I just went with it and made it Drasnin. And I think it's the only major key song on the record.
Yeah, it's very good, man. It's very cool, very upbeat, more happy. To me, it was kind of a, you talked about the theme of the album, how it progresses, and that was kind of like almost like relief, that the storm has passed. All of a sudden, the clouds parted, the sun's out now, and stopped raining. It's really, really happy. Nice song. Very nice song.
Yeah, thanks.
And Relentless 724 asked, or just got the digital. Can't wait to listen to it in the car. Excuse me. And going back to the production. Speaking of the car, do you do the car test? This is something that a lot of musicians do. A nerdy thing. Before you send it off for mastering, you always check it in your car for some reason.
Absolutely.
You want to make sure if it sounds good in your car, it's probably going to sound good everywhere.
I do. I
The car
do that.
tapes.
In fact, sometimes I will actually plug my laptop into the stereo, which has an input on the in the car, and I will do some minor mixing
Yeah,
in the car.
cool. So Sacred Chant. Was there anything you want to say about that?
Just that's the only major key song on the record, so
Okay.
it has a little happier. I
Yeah.
threw in a samba in the middle, which
Uh-huh.
I absolutely love. Brazil, we have somebody from Brazil here. I love Brazilian music, and
Yeah.
it was nice to throw in a little bit of a samba and have fun with that. So
Yeah.
that was a blast.
Excellent. So what's next for Mark Riddle? Anything? You got a new album coming up, or working on anything?
Like 3 or 4, they're all I'm so used to being a side guy, and I've played on so many projects for other people. And then of course we did the Midday Mai Tais, the two of us with two other great guys. And we are actually working on another Midday Mai Tais. We're going to do a holiday record, but it's all original tunes with the holiday vibe.
Unique.
And Darren and I are working on a small little EP, and I've got all these ideas in the hopper. I just have to do them one by one. I've already started getting ideas for the next solo record.
Cool.
And it's probably going to go off in a different direction there too. And I'm just like, okay, I'll just keep going till nobody wants it anymore.
So we can get it again at digitiki.com in your gift shop. And I love that you have a gift shop. That's classic.
Yes.
And of course at Bandcamp, that's markriddle.bandcamp.com, so you can download it there. Is there any plans to put it out on the streaming services?
Yes, I'm going to do that. I just haven't had really the time, because you have to fill out so much information when you do that for every song. So yes, I will be putting that out.
So we'll see it on Spotify,
Sorry,
Apple Music, and those other services at some point here.
Maybe not Spotify. I'm not happy with Spotify.
Yeah, there's some issues there. That's actually another show, I guess, right? We could talk about that.
Yeah, and Mark Zutkoff said it could continue with the Afro-Cuban percussion rhythms. Yes, it's a major part of Exotica, and I love salsa. So yeah, it's there.
You had a salsa. Other than Mambo Combo, you had a salsa band and I think I have a CD of yours that you gave me, a salsa. Was it the Latin Livers? Is that what's it called?
The Latin Livers.
The Latin Livers. Marty Lush and the Latin Livers. Yeah. That was it. All right.
And it's a rare one. It's an old one.
Any final comments you want to say to the crowd and before we wrap it up here?
Yeah, I want to thank you all for all the comments and the questions. I didn't get to everyone. I think Route 33 asked me if there were other vibraphonists besides Cal Jader that were influenced. Arthur Lyman, of course. Arthur Lyman is who got me into music to begin with, and it was at 5 years old finding my mom's Bahia record. It blew my mind, and that was the beginning of my love of Exotica and vibes and music.
Excellent. Well,
and yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. This album is wonderful. It's you hit it out of the park, and I'm wish you the best of luck with it. And I can't wait to see how well it does. And I'm going to be listening to it regularly as well. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. It was a lot of fun for me. I haven't done a lot of these, but they're fun. And when there's something cool that I want to share with everybody, you can join me in the Mr. Moai's Tikihead Lounge, and we'll bring it to you. So thank you, Mark, and thank you, everybody. I hope you have a good Memorial Day tomorrow. And just remember Memorial Day. I just want to say, as a veteran, a former Marine, I just want to say, take a moment tomorrow, even just a couple seconds, and just think about those who sacrificed their lives, made the ultimate sacrifice, so we could do things like this, which are cool. We live in a great country. And
I could not agree more.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, everybody. Aloha, and until next time, we'll see you.